So guys, I've broken all the rules of car trading and I have jumped in and purchased something just because I liked it. So I was doing my normal thing of going around BCA, having a look what was my local BCA at Bridgewater, seeing if there was anything about of interest, and couldn't really find anything that was sort of my cup of tea. I like the older stuff, obviously, about 10 years old. Smaller cars tend to be my thing, but I just couldn't find anything that I felt was worth bidding on that was of interest. But as I was scrolling through, I happened to spot a little car that I've been wanting to try out for quite a while. And that is a little Suzuki Swift Sport. So I put a cheeky bid on it and I ended up winning on it. So let's have a quick look at what I won. So it's a 2006 Suzuki Swift 1.6 VVT Sport hatchback. Now, the logic behind this is, well, there isn't, it's all man logic, but the reason behind it is that having watched a lot of fifth gear, and Tiff Dale used to rave about these Suzuki Swifts as being amazing handling, amazing fun little cars. And I've been looking for a while for something to be able to take to little local track days that are done down in sort of Devon and Cornwall on the airfields. Something that I just didn't really care about. I didn't have a lot of money in, that could be a lot of fun. I could hop in it, drive it down there, drive around like a lunatic in it, drive back again, and if something broke, it wouldn't be a lot of money, and if something got seriously damaged, I could throw it away, kind of thing. So, and I didn't want I'm obviously a big lad, I didn't want any of the little sort of kit car type things, so I wanted something that could be road legal as well, and just, easy to live with. So when I saw the Suzuki Swift Sport come up at Bridgewater just down the road, I thought I will have a bid on it. So I put a bid of £1,000 in, and I've won it. So let's have a little look at the invoice and see what I've actually paid for, because obviously there's fees and everything else. So £1,000 for the car, £224 for fees, which is absolutely outrageous. £9 for an essential check. So I did get a basic essential check that told me the headlights work, the horn works, it will start, it will run, all those kind of things. It's not saying the engine is good. The clutch could still be bad, the engine could still overheat, it could still smoke. The gearbox could still be bad. It's basically saying they're there and they kind of function, so there's no comeback at all on that. I got a delivery for £58, which I didn't think was too bad, and then I do get a bit of VAT back. So all in, I'm in for £1,302, a little bit less when we take the VAT out. So let's just call it £1,300 is what I'm in it for. Now, I did do a bit of research, which I'll just quickly show you the MOT on this one. So I'd always check the MOTs before I buy the cars, just for sort of anything like mileage discrepancies and for anything major. Now, this one does have an MOT that is valid till the 3rd of July 2022, so I can have a lot of fun out of it before I need to put it in for another MOT. Had a quick look at what it failed for on the last MOT. So the last MOT that was done, it failed for the offside, for an offside front coil spring being fractured or broken, and for the rear number plate not illuminating with the position lamps. It's a new one to me. So nothing massive. Then it had quite a few advisories. The offside front driver seat locking defective. So I imagine that means that the seat can slide back and forth on its own without locking in place. So we may need to get a seat for it. Again, not the end of the world. Front brake disc is worn, pitted or scored. The other front rear brake disc is pitted and scored. Offside front brake pipe corroded or covered in material. Rear side brake pipe corroded, covered in material. Offside rear brake fluctuated. So there's some brake issues that the brakes could do with going through on the car, completely. They're obviously deemed as safe enough at the moment, but really they could do with going through completely. And if I'm going to track it, I'm going to want to do that anyway and potentially upgrade. So comment down below if you know anything about upgrading Suzuki Swift Sports and what there is out there for them. So that wasn't too outrageous. I had a look back over previous MOTs, and last MOT had the same advisories on it, pretty much, bar the seat. The one before that was a bit of a bigger fail. Had shock absorber, lambda reading sensor wrong, engine management arm, which would have been because of the lambda reading. Again, the brakes aren't ideal, but we are talking about a 2006 car, guys, so we can't be looking for a totally clean, let's cherry pick and wait till we've got a totally clean MOT history one. It's not going to happen. I saw it locally. I put a cheap bid in, and I've got it. And I don't think any of that is outrageous on the old MOT side of things. The history seems pretty consistent in terms of mileage. So the car's been being regularly used, not sat about, which, if people are using a car regularly, it normally is fairly decent, but they tend to live with a few little niggles here and there that we can go and sort. So I didn't think any of that was outrageous. So yeah, for £1,300 we got one with an MOT until, July next year, and it isn't outrageous, the MOT side of things. So then it's 91,000 miles. It was condition 5. Now they don't actually give you a report for cars over 10 years old. You can't get a detailed report on a car over 10 years old for the bodywork and so forth. They just don't do it. So grade 5 is a bit of an unknown as to why it's grade 5. So we can have a little look and see if we can try and work it out from the images. You can't get back to the original listing on BCA. They're quite clever about that. That disappears off. But I can download the images. So if we look for the pictures on the Swift, initial signs, this is a grade 5. I expect to see some dents, some scratches, some fairly significant damage around the bodywork. We're looking at, we've got a stupid number plate on it. They could mark it down for that, I guess. You've got some curbing on the alloy looking at it, but down the side of the body it looks straight. I'm not seeing any big dents or gouges or anything there, really. Wing mirror is good. I can't see anything major there at all. Look at the other side, again, looks straight down the side. Front bumper looks okay, wing mirror looks okay. Some more curbing on the alloys, but that's expected. Can't see anything major there at all. Rear quarter looks straight, don't see any damage there at all. Nothing obvious anyway. Again, it looks black, reflects the light well, and I can't see anything majorly down there. That wheel looks pretty free of any curbing or damage. Rear quarter the other side again, I'm not seeing anything down the sides of the car. Can't really see anything on the bumper or anything like that. Again, it's a bit out of focus, that one, but I can't see anything particularly worrying there. Interior wise, rear seats look good. I can't see any markings, stains or burn holes or rips there at all in that. Front seats, well, we can see there's some damage here. Now I don't know if that relates at all to the seat not sliding back and forth, or someone had a go at something trying to fix it, or is that just normal wear and tear? The passenger seat looks okay. Again, it's a bit out of focus, but the plastics look fairly okay. No warning lights on the dashboard for anything that concerns me at all. Obviously the car is running and idling there. The doors will be open, the seatbelt won't be on, and the handbrake will be on, but I can't see any lights for anything else that are particularly worrying there. I have noticed that the stereo system is missing, so that looks like it's had an aftermarket one in there. That looks like an aftermarket blanking panel, but that's easily resolved with a bit of eBay if I want a sound system in at all, if I'm going to be tearing around in it. So yeah, £1,300 all in. We've had a look around the bodywork there. We've had a look at the MOTs. What do you think? Comment down below. What do we think of this buy? What are the common problems with these? I'm not aware of any. I've not really heard of any at all. But some of you might have done. So let me, advise me what the common problems might end up being with these. If you had any experience tuning them or know anybody who has to get a bit more power out of them, improve the handling, let me know. I don't want to throw a fortune at it because obviously the idea has been low cost, but obviously the brakes need looking at anyway, so it might be worth spending a bit of money there. I think from what I'm seeing around, these are £2,000, £2,500 cars. I mean, retail wise, it's probably £2,500. Private, it's probably £2,000. So I don't think I'm too bad on price. If I did need to put a gearbox or a clutch in it, I think I'd be okay. If it was anything more serious than that, probably not. But yeah, what do we think? Before we get to see it, say what your thoughts are on it. And then make sure that you're subscribed so that when it comes into stock, we can have a walk around it together and see what the score is. Take it for a little spin and see if it lives up to the sort of reputation it's got as well. As always, thanks for watching, guys. See you again soon.